Alright, today we're finishing up the Gun A scheme, as well as this is a promo from our new offensive guide that's out called the LA Tech Playbook. Pretty much Skip HOLTZ Butchery is what we call it. Halfback counter is the first play we look at. If you remember correctly, we had the figure draw was run to the left. The halfback counter complements that with the outside run to the right hand side. You simply just hike the ball or slide protect to the right. You also can take this up the B gap. What you got to do is almost hold either juke to the left, just like that, or angle the left stick into the B gap and run the ball upfield. Very simple to do, very simple reads. Like I said, this complements the figure draw because we took it to the left. This takes it to the right, to the outside, and we're able to pick up yardage here. It keeps our opponents honest. All you got to do, just like that, and just make your read. If obviously he's slanted to the right hand side, you don't want to run the halfback counter option. Now all we need now to complete this run scheme is an A gap run, and when they're playing the outside, what you want to do is run the read option and give it to the halfback. This is a great play to run. Just hike the ball, give it to the running back. See, they're trying to take away the halfback counters to the outside. This one we hit them right up the A gap for big yardage down the field. You also can run the read option, leave it to the quarterback. You got to read that right in. If he cuts in just like that, run it right up field. I would suggest, if you never lab the read option, lab it for about 10 or 15 minutes to get the timing down. But once you get it down of how to read that defensive end, probably takes 5 minutes at the most to read that. So now let's get into some pass plays. We completed our run setup, and the pass play we're going to look at is Z dig. The setups are simple. All you got to do is put the wide receiver on a flat route, slant in the A receiver, put the RB on an option, and put the B receiver on a smart routed out route. You can put them on a fade route if you want to, but smart routed out route versus man coverage. And our reads are simple. We're just going to read the right side of the field for man, the A receiver, the RB receiver, and the B receiver, and the left side of the field for zone, the A receiver, the Y receiver, and the X receiver. The A and the RB receiver are wild cards because they get open versus both sets of coverage. Here, I think I'm going to play, this is any coverage right here. I think that was man coverage, and the A receiver was wide open over the middle of the field. Here we're in zone here, so we're going to read the left side of the field. We're going to read the A and the X receiver are the first two, and then the Y receiver as a last read if they're zone blitzing us. As you can see here, the X receiver is open over the top, so we go over the top for big gain. You have to make your reads. If the A receiver is open underneath, always go underneath. Like I said, here we're going back to the A receiver who was open underneath. The X receiver over the top was a tight read, and I didn't want to go there. The RB receiver is also one last option that you can go to versus zone and man. Here we're in man coverage right here, and we're looking at the B receiver just like that on the outside, on the smart route or out route. Like I said, we also got the slant in and the RB receiver versus man coverage. As you see there, the RB receiver always runs an out route versus man coverage, and always runs in like a baby curl versus zone coverage, which is probably one of the most efficient hot routes in the game for the halfback. Now the next pass play is the PA read. Is one of my favorite pass plays out of this formations. There's a couple more that I love, but the PA read is a great pass play because it complements the read option. It looks like we're about to hand it off to the halfback, but actually pull back to pass. All you want to do is streak the A receiver, or you can, and optional is put the B receiver on a smart route out route, or leave him on a comeback route if you think that's more efficient. Personally, I think the smart route out route is a more efficient play to beat man coverage. Here we just hike the ball here, and versus man coverage, we read the wide receiver. Versus man coverage, we read the wide receiver, the X receiver, and the B receiver. Versus zone coverage, we read the Y receiver and the A receiver. A receiver would be wide open versus zone coverage unless they have to manually cover that, because that wide receiver pulls down any kind of yellow zones over the middle of the field. Now if they go man, we pretty much read the Y, like I said, and then the outside receivers here, and all you got to do is pass lead the ball to the X receiver once that quarterback comes out of the play action. That's why we lead the play action, because it's almost perfect timing to the X receiver. Pass lead the ball to the inside, throw a bullet just like that. That was a little tight, but I had to click on and make a play on the ball. It's very difficult to defend this versus man coverage with that perfect timing down. And then lastly, you have the comeback route. So to check out this scheme and the other 5 formation breakdown that I'm doing, be sure to check out this guide.